You know, the big thing is I followed Coach Stoops and, you know, his philosophy and Coach Fisher, the way they had, you know, there was nothing there that needed to be fixed. They had been playing really good defense for quite some time. You know, we changed kind of the philosophy and you know, basically the scheme, but yes, the players had an edge. They liked to compete and they were used to winning.
Just for the short time you've been around these guys, though, I mean, especially with the way it went for that unit last year, do you find them kind of chomping at the bit even more to learn from you and Coach Rocker and some of the other guys?
Well, I think all the guys are eager. They've had a good off season. You know, now it's the next step. We go out there and start practicing and see, you know, what kind of football players they are.
Coach Rick said you remember J.J. Green from the recruiting days and you wanted him back. What is it about him that you see as a cornerback that you wanted to pull him over to the defensive side?
Well, the big thing is just lack of numbers. You know, you can never have too many corners. Obviously, I was a little bit familiar with J.J., and it's pretty crowded back there at the running back spot. He wants an opportunity to play, and this gives him a chance.
How much was just to the average with this defense you think looked different from what people saw last year under Coach Grant?
You know, I wasn't here last year, so I'm probably not the right person to be asking that question.
But I mean, you see a major from what you do and what they've done here in the past, or I don't know how much you've looked at film on what they did last year and the past couple of years.
No, well, I think if you looked at you know, really what Georgia's done in the past, what Alabama's done in the past, what we did at Florida State last year, it's very similar. There's a lot of similarities, and you know, Coach Grantham coached with Coach Saban, and we're all kind of from the same tree. So, from the schematic standpoint, there's going to be some similarities, which is a good thing.
Coach, I know you'll know more obviously once you get out on the field, but in meeting the guys, you know, kind of jumped out at you a little bit that maybe you know, just can't wait to see this one on the field, for example.
Not really. I mean, we're kind of taking it all in stride, and you know, we'll figure that out when we get out there.
I know you mentioned it's kind of going to be a taking inventory and just, you know, seeing what you have, but I mean, is it going to be a situation where as the spring goes on, kind of, I guess, judging how much you can throw at them in terms of how much they're going to need to know for the fall?
Well, the big thing is we're not concerned as much about how much somebody can learn right now. We want to see who can, you know, get off blockers, who can tackle in space, and then who can do that, we'll do as much as they can do in the fall.
Are you guys at the right body types you're looking for in your system, or what are you doing in the off-season conditioning to kind of address that?
Well, we're trying to get some of our bigger guys down. Personally, we feel like everybody's a little bit heavy. We'd like to be a little bit faster, and that's just, I guess, our preference. But trying to slim up just a little, including the coaching staff.
Sure, reporters could use a little of that. Do you talked about the edge that when you got to Florida State. This obviously defense had some problems last year, and the team, you know, maybe did in a year that was what they expected. How's that mindset going in with a bunch of guys that maybe are looking to redemption or to prove something after last year?
Well, the big thing is that this team, which a lot of them wasn't here, but you know, to kind of, I don't know much about last year, but I do know this about 2 years ago. The defense here 2 years ago, because I was at Alabama, was pretty darn good. I mean, we played them in the SEC championship game, and they were one play away from beating us. But there was a lot of good players on that team. There was a lot of leadership guys on that team that obviously they're all playing in the NFL. So there was a lot of new faces last year, and you know, when you have a team like it was here in 2012, there's going to be some growing pains in next year, and you know, there were some.